Nathan, and you're watching Lights Out.
To introduce to you the host of this press conference, he is the voice of BT Sport Boxing, Mr. John Rowley.
Thank you very much. Yeah, the fight, which is long anticipated, the comeback of Tyson Fury, it's all going to be broadcast live on BT Sport on Saturday evening. Tickets, I'm told, are going extremely well for the event, and they are optimistic of getting something in the region of 15,000 people turning up, which, if that's true, is sensationally good, and it shows just what an interest there is in the comeback of Tyson Fury. I think he's bought into something with the British public, which I sense that there's a very real hope and in many cases an expectation that he's going to get back to the top of the sport, and it's going to be a fascinating year that we've got in prospect as he moves back towards title contention, starting with Sefer Safari on Saturday night. But we've got a great card alongside that. Two guys either side of me are going to be fighting for the vacant WBO World Super Lightweight Champion, Maurice Hooker and Terry Flanagan, carrying home support, and on paper that shapes up to be a tremendous contest. Steve Maylett is his trainer, Dino Duva here is promoter of Maurice Hooker, and Vince at the end, Vince Buzzer, is the trainer of Maurice Hooker, and we'll hear from them all shortly. But before then, let's talk to some of the other guys on the undercard, starting with on my left down here, another Manchester favourite who's going to get some sizable support there, who is Mark Heffron. Mark is undefeated in 18 contests. He's going to be fighting for the vacant WBC International Silver title against Andrew Robinson, who's a real tough guy from the Midlands. And this is something on the line for you here, Mark. This is what you've been waiting for, isn't it? This is the title opportunity.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's another little step up for me, and getting into the title mix. That's what I want. These are the fights that I want, the title fights. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Where do you want to be a year from now if you get through this okay? I mean, are you looking at British title?
Yeah, I'll get the win on Saturday, and looking to be one to British, Commonwealth, definitely, yeah. I want British to become more champion by the league.
You come from a real fighting family, don't you? I guess this is what you were born to do.
Yeah, my dad used to box, and my brother, yeah, so we'll box.
And as ever, you'll have the name of your little daughter Poppy on your trunks, I imagine, when you're in there.
Yeah, it's on the front of my shorts, so on there.
I know you're fighting for her future very much as well as your own. Tell us about Robinson, because you'll have had a look at him, I'm sure. He's a tough guy, isn't he?
Yeah, I've watched bits of him. He's just pretty one-dimensional, just comes forward, takes a lot. So if I land on him, I can't see with the distance.
And how's your weight? Because you're a big old lump for a middleweight.
My weight's good. I woke up at 11 stone 8 this morning. Yeah, so the weight's bang on. The weight's not really a problem.
And getting out in front of your home public here at the Manchester Arena and having your friends and fans out there, the Manchester guys.
Yeah, brilliant to be fighting all the time in Manchester, especially to be on the undercard of Tyson Fury as well. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a great experience, and I just can't wait for it.
And you'll know these guys well as well. I'm sure you know Terry well.
I grew up with Terry all the way through the amateurs. Went all over the place fighting. Good.
So it's a case of
getting your German forward.
Say again?
Yeah. One Poland if he's German.
Oh, he's German.
Well, we'll get some real stories on that one at some stage. You'll be getting yours out of the way and then getting to ringside to hope Terry can do the business, I guess.
Yeah. Got make Terry do the business.
Okay, well, all the best.
Yeah.
And we look forward to seeing you in action on Saturday night.
Thank you.
In front of me, from a little bit down the East Lancs Road, JJ Metcalf, Liverpool lad, who's going to be fighting one Aitor Nieto from Oviedo in Spain. JJ's undefeated in 17 fights. This is for the vacant WBC International Super Welterweight crown. And JJ, tell us what you know about this Spanish guy who you're now facing.
Yeah,
know he's been very active lately, very experienced, done the 12 and a half, plenty of time. He's never been stopped either, so it's going to be a good fight. Can't wait.
How's your preparations been going?
Brilliant. I think we're going to plan.
Fit and raring to go. Now, if people, not everybody here might not know, JJ is the son of Shay Neary, who used to be able to fight a little bit in years gone by. And if I've told you that and you remember what he looks like, you can see Dad here is a real chip off the old block. How much does he inspire you? You presumably remember when he was back in the fighting days.
Yeah, massively. I grew up watching him. He never let me go to the fight though. Just watching him on Saturday, but he's probably the reason I got into boxing in the first place. And he's also training me now alongside Joe McNally, so he's a massive part in my life.
Gives you plenty of tips.
Yeah.
Did you ever see those the Mickey Ward fights and some of the other fights, the one in the Big Top in Liverpool? I mean, those are special nights your dad was involved in.
Yeah, I remember them when I was a kid watching them, and I've also watched them over again now. Brilliant fights.
And I guess the motivations to try and get to that sort of level yourself.
Definitely, yeah. Hopefully surpass that level too.
Okay, well, good luck on Saturday night.
Thank you.
Now we're talking a lot about the heavyweights and about Tyson Fury, but two guys sitting in front of me are going to have their own little dust up on Saturday night. Undefeated lad in front of me, who is Nathan Gorman, who comes from Nantwich, just down the road, undefeated in 11 fights, and he's in against a real tough guy here from Dublin, Sean Turner. And it's going to be, many people would see, Nathan's first real, genuine test. Let's hear from Sean first of all. What are you going to bring to this fight, Sean?
Suppose I'm on bringing boxing gloves.
Good start.
In boxing gear. I'm going to bring everything to the ring, you know. I'm going to really put it on Nathan. I don't think Nathan really seems what he's in for, as I'm going to hit him back as hard as I can. Like most of his opponents I've seen so far haven't really hit him back at all. So we're going to have to test Nathan's chin in the night, see how he gets on. He's a really nice guy. Just let it is what it is.
Trying to rough him up and give him maybe more problems than what he's seen before, maybe a bit more man strength.
100%, yeah, he's getting hit by a man. Nathan's only a boy, you know what I mean? I don't take a step back, so.
This boy's going to beat you, though.
This boy's going to beat you.
I don't think so, Nate.
I know so.
I don't think so.
Nathan, what do you say when he says that you've not fought anybody yet?
I disagree with that, to be fair. You know, former beaten fighters, and beat people beat you. So I disagree with that. You know, I fought two or three unbeaten fighters. Sean's just another step along the way for me.
No, Nathan, you're looking past me. That's the thing.
No,
you don't
no,
look past fighters. You don't look past fighters. You're already looking at the boy for next month or the month after or whatever. You're going to be sparked out. It doesn't matter if you have 10. It doesn't matter if you have 10 Ricky Hattons in your corner. You're not going to win tomorrow night.
I will.
You will not.
No doubt in my mind.
I'm telling you now, you will not win.
I will.
Or you won't.
I will.
Right, we'll see.
There's one Ricky Hatton sitting right alongside Nathan now, who trains Nathan and has supervised his preparations for this one. Grab the microphone, Ricky, and tell us your perspective of this one. I mean, he is a hard guy, this man.
Yeah, it's Nathan's toughest fight. He knows that, you know, it's the right fight at the right time. I think everyone who's seen Nathan fight, you know, nice kid. You know what I mean? He's got unbelievable boxing ability and unbelievable hand speed. But that's but one thing he hasn't shown is what he's going to have to show. I think against Sean, he's going to have to show that he's got the stamina, that he can go through the years, and that he can fight up close and not just at a distance. And that's exactly what he can do. He's very, very good at that, and sitting in the pocket, fighting up close. He's never had to show it yet, but I think he might have to on Saturday. So it's hopefully Sean will bring the best out of him.
People have said, Nathan, that you're too nice. How do you react to that?
I don't know. Ask Sean after Saturday. Yeah, I'm just a nice lad, you know, in general, you know, I'm not one for talking, you know, I'm not brash. I just get on and do my job.
Let's just bring Ricky in again. If he gets through this, how far do you believe this lad can go? Because you're still only 21, aren't you, Nathan?
Yeah, 21, yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, it's not just for all of us, basically. You know, for Tyson, for Terry Flanagan, for me, you know, you've got to tick the boxes, you know, as you go along. And there's a couple of boxes that he hasn't ticked yet. And I think that's what's giving Sean confidence, you know, that he can win the fight, because he probably thinks he's just this young kid that's got good hands, being a good boxing ability. But there's a little bit more to him, and he's not had a chance to show it yet, but he most definitely is going to have to on Saturday, you know what I mean? Because obviously Sean's going to come and bring it to him. It's a fight that...
I'm going to break his heart.
that
I'm
Sean's
going to break his heart. And I'm
Sean's
going
been
to knock
asking
him
for
out.
it for a couple of years, so I know he's up for it and I know he wants it. And Nathan, we've accepted it twice. The first one he didn't come off because Sean obviously got offered a bigger fight at the time, which is no problem. But the point I'm trying to make is, I think it's clear to see that both the boys want it, you know, and they're both looking very determined to come out on top. I think it'll make for a great fight. I think you know, this is one that's going to have to bring out the other side of Nathan, which he hasn't shown yet. You know.
How are you going to break his heart, Sean?
Mr. Ricky's talking about him having to stand in the pocket. Come to me, don't run. Stand in my pocket. Stand in my pocket for 30 seconds and see where you end up. Right?
Tell me, when we end up?
On the deck. Ricky on top.
Down to the island.
Ricky off you like that.
Oh, God, time to that, please.
It's one of the great...
You don't go running around the ring. You don't go running around the ring like you do with every fight. Slap, 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 slap. Run around the ring.
What are you going to do?
You stand toe to toe with me.
What are you going to do?
You stand toe to toe with me and see what happens. You stand toe to toe with me and see what happens, right?
Yeah, I'll knock you out.
Won't happen. You're just sort of using the same thing that I just said. You stand toe to toe with me on Saturday
You're all
night.
You're all
We
mouth,
will
man.
see
We'll
what
soon
happens.
see. We'll soon
Oh
see
no, mate.
Saturday.
Oh, I'm not out, mate. I'm
We'll
not
soon
out.
see Saturday. There's only 2 more sleeps.
Stand toe to toe with me on Saturday night. Don't do your usual slap, slap, slap and move.
I'll do what I have to beat
Stand
you.
toe to toe with
Beat
me,
you over.
and we will see what happens. It will be an early night for me. End of story.
I think we can safely say it's going to be an interesting one. That is one of the fights which is going to be shown on BT Sports, and one of the fights that you can enjoy on Saturday night at the Manchester Arena. It's scheduled for 10 rounds. Whether or not it's going to go as far as that, well, we will see. We will see. It only takes one punch with heavyweights, and they're both clearly very ready for it. Right, let's move on to the one that we're really talking about here this afternoon, the principal support to Tyson Fury's fight, and it's the world title fight between Terry Flanagan, Maurice Hooker, and both of them undefeated. Terry in 33 fights, Maurice 23 victories, also with that 0 in his record. Maurice from Texas and Terry from right here in Manchester. Right, well, so let's start with the visitors camp first of all. Dino Duva, who's been around the boxing world for many a year, comes from the great Duva promotional dynasty. And great to see you here, Dino. Tell us a little bit about your involvement with this fella and why you obviously feel he's going to win.
Thank you, John. Yeah, it's just an honor to be here, working with Frank and the whole promotion. Very excited about being here, working with the BBC, the WBO, but I'm just especially honored to be here with this whole team. Maurice Hooker, his manager, Arnie Verbeek, trainer, Vince Parra. They have a mission. They're not concerned about going to Terry Flanagan's hometown, challenge for the vacant title against Terry. They have great respect. We all have great respect for Terry, but I am so confident that Maurice Hooker is going to bring the belt back home to the States It's just really, really exciting to be here. I have great respect for Terry and his team. You know, he was a great champion, moving up in weight. I don't think it was that big of a deal for him. But it's going to be a great fight. The one thing that I don't understand is I just flew in this morning, and before I got on the plane last night, Arnie, Maurice's manager, told me what the odds were on this fight. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I mean, I have respect for Terry. He was a champion, but I think on paper this is a 50-50 fight.
What are the latest?
I heard it's like 5-1 for Terry. I mean, that's crazy.
So does that mean that the Duva money's going on this one?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I have all the confidence in the world in Maurice. And you can't pass up odds like that with a guy who you think is going to win. Absolutely.
Frank Warren's been known to have the odd sporting back.
Yeah, well, look, maybe Frank and I will make a side bet too.
Let's hear from the two guys down at the end of the table. Maurice's manager and trainer. And you obviously both have studied Terry long and hard. Tell us a little bit about your fighter, first of all, about what makes him special and about what he's like as a man.
First of all, I want to thank everybody here in Manchester. You guys, this has been a great experience. It's a great sports town. I've always been a big Ricky Hatton fan. I followed him a lot when he came to Vegas, and and half of Manchester would come with him. He's a credit to the sport and to the city, so cheers to you, Ricky. And thank everybody. Maurice is, I got with Maurice about 5 years ago. He was an 8-0 prospect, and right when his manager Arnie had sent him out, I just threw him right into the fire. We do most of our camps at the Wildcard Gym in Los Angeles, so I immediately took Maurice up there, and right from the get-go, we started a training camp with Miguel Cotto to Ruslan Provodnikov to, you name it. It's that gym is really great because it brings all international styles to you. So working with him has been great. Watching him develop, having highs and lows, and coming back to get himself to 100% health. It's been great watching him, and whenever you get a guy, and the one thing that really struck me about Maurice was the power, it was something that really caught me off guard, and we've been able to hone that over the last 5 years, and I've seen him take apart some of the top guys you can think of, and we've done 5 or 6 world championship camps, and all those camps have been not as a sparring partner, but even someone like Terrence will tell you, Maurice is no sparring partner. It was all about development, and watching him develop and soak up all of these great lessons and getting to this point has been a real joy to watch him grow as a man and as a fighter. And he's just a massive 140-pounder. To me, it's all about timing. And Terry Flanagan was a champion at 135 pounds. We respect everybody that dares to get in the ring, but I'm a little old school. I've watched Terry for some time, even back in his lightweight days, and again, we respect him, but styles make fights. And this is a very bad style for Terry Flanagan, and it's a style that I've always watched Maurice progress against. So taking nothing away from him or his reign at 135 pounds, but we're not Orlando Cruz. We're not 5'2" featherweight. We're not a 50-year-old Monseco Fana. Like I said, fighters fight, promoters promote. Terry's done the job on everybody they put in front of him, and we give him credit for that. But he's had a very calculated career, calculated rise, and I think they made a really bad miscalculation here. And coming over here, it's no different to us. We've fought as co-featured Triple G at Madison Square Garden. We came in as the champion, but as the B-side. We had our own crowd booing us. We fought, supported 2 or 3 of Andre Ward's big cards in Oakland and in Vegas. So the magnitude of it is not a big deal to us. If anything, I mean, shit, we haven't been home in 5 years. We're never home. So we've been here now for about 10 days, and we really feel like this is home. We live out of a suitcase. This has really been a mission. And for us, this is nothing new to be away.
Before we hear from Maurice and indeed from Steve and Terry, either of you at that end, just tell us a little bit more about, it's time to embarrass the guy now, tell us a bit more about him as a man. You know, he's a sharp dresser clearly, but what sort of a fella is he?
Well, let me tell you, first of all, Manchester, fantastic city, great support, great fight time. We're so glad to be here. Thank you, Frank Warren, BT Sports, and of course, Rock Nation. And I want to thank my team. I got a great trainer, a great team all over. So Maurice is a really special kid, and it's been a project really. It doesn't happen often when you have a gymnasium, and a kid walks in and he says, I want to be a fighter. And he walks in with 32 warrants from a very, very, very tough neighborhood. And 8 years later, you're fighting for a title. Doesn't happen a lot. In the meantime, he's become like my son. So, but I am so proud of him, not just what he's accomplished in the ring, but outside the ring. He's a really nice kid. Sometimes you've heard him. He's going to punch Terry in the mouth. He's sometimes a little rough the way he speaks, but he's a wonderful lad, fine young man, and he's accomplished a lot. And he does a lot for his neighborhood and for the people around him. So very proud of him. He worked very hard, and I'm not worried at all. I think we're going to have a fantastic Saturday night. So really good kid.
Thank you very much for that. Right, let's turn to the other end of the table then before we hear from the 2 fighters themselves. Steve, you've listened to what's been said about Maurice. Terry is obviously ready for this one. Tell us a little bit about the preparations and indeed what you know about the guy he's going to be fighting.
He's prepared probably the best he has for probably last week camp. He's injury free, the weights definitely helping him. We think Maurice is a good fighter. Obviously he's got attributes in his size, he's unbeaten, but they need to go back to the hotel room and tell him what he's in for, because at the minute they're smoothing it over, and on fight night he's going to find out.
What about the size of this fella? Because the first thing that struck me, for a lad of 10 stone, he is one big lump.
Yeah, he's big, he's probably the biggest in the division, but obviously we've catered for that in sparring and stuff, but said he's ready for this. And
you expect this to be the hardest fight of Terry's career, or is that overstating it?
It could be one of them, yeah, but he prepares for pound fighters, and we don't see Maurice as that, so.
How much have you been able to study him? What do you think his principal strengths are? Is it that amazing reach? Something like 80 inches, is it, Maurice? Something like that?
It's his height. Not me that can punch, but more than anything, it's his height, his range. Terry's a better boxer, better feet than him, faster hands. Maurice carries a punch, but apart from that, Terry can beat him in all them departments.
Who have you been in with? Who have you been sparring to get ready for somebody of his dimensions? Who's sparring be?
We've not going to mention names, but some have been 6'2". Obviously, we've had to look for heavier people because there's not many 10-stone fighters in this country that are as tall as Maurice. So we've been in with light middles, welterweights, 10-stone fighters, been in with everyone.
Okay, well let's hear from the 2 guys. Let's hear from Maurice first of all. Welcome to Manchester. What do you make of what's been said so far? Big underdog according to our odds makers.
I love being an underdog. I've been an underdog my whole life. Look where I'm here now. I mean, hey, I'm ready to fight Saturday. Terry ready to fight. And I'm gonna punch him in the mouth. And I hope he punch me back. If not, he in trouble. And, We're gonna put on a good show come Saturday night. Terry like he in good shape. I'm in good shape. We can go 12 rounds real hard. Or it might be an early night for Terry. Yeah, it depends, you know, how I feel, or if I see the shot early. But I'm happy to be here, you know, and I'm ready to get the fans a good fight.
Tell us a little bit about how you came to boxing. How did you get into boxing in the first place?
I was young, 13, 14, running the streets and, with the wrong crowd, fighting a lot. My dad was like, man, you gotta stop fighting. And like, come on, I'm taking you to the gym. Took me to the gym to get beat up. Took me to the gym, I beat a couple people up, slept with a couple people, knocked them out, and I fell in love with boxing. Like, dang, I can fight and not get in trouble. Come on, you can't beat that, you know. I love fighting, you know. That's why I'm here, you know. And come Saturday night, y'all will see, y'all will know the real Maurice Hooker, you know. Terry Flanagan in his camp, looking at my fight with Dolly Perez. But come on, man, I had a busted eardrum. You know, it was pretty hard trying to fight with a busted eardrum, you know. And I had 2 fights after that to get myself together. I went the distance, and I'm back now, you know. I'm better than ever, you know, and I'm ready to show the world who I am, you know. Before that fight with Dolly Perez, everybody was at 140 was scared to fight me. I'm not gonna mention no names, but everybody was afraid to spar, to fight, to do whatever. You know, I want everybody to know I'm still that monster. I'm still that dog. Come Saturday night, I thought punch him in his mouth. I might knock him out in the first round. Look at my record. But hey, Terry in shape, he come here. You know, hope he can knock me out. Hope you know, wish the same. But the best man gonna win Saturday night. Hey, and I'm here to fight. I ain't coming this far to lose.
Winning a title, a dream to you, yeah?
Oh yeah, it's a dream. It's a dream coming true, you know. Terry run his title at 135. He made a big mistake coming up to 140 and fighting me. He couldn't fight anybody else, but he fought me. So I respect him as a man. And I respect anybody who get in the ring. But come Saturday night, I pray for him. Because I mean business when I get in that ring.
Terry, you've heard it.
Yeah.
What's your reaction to that? Are you ready?
Of course I'm ready, I'm more than ready. Like Steve said before, I'm prepared, good, I'm prepared well, and yeah, I'm expecting a good night, finally.
He's certainly got belief, hasn't he?
Of course he has, yeah, like the last few Americans that have come over, he's just another American, I'm going to get to the West.
Tell us how different it's felt for you fighting and preparing at the new weight.
A lot better. I mean, I'm comfier, I'm stronger, bigger, fitter. My work rate is a lot more punches, and like I say, you ask my sparring partners, they say you can't believe me. People who said when I was making lightweight, how would you make it lightweight? You're massive. I'm even bigger at light welterweight, so yeah, I'm more than ready. I know what Maurice is going to bring. I know he says what he's going to bring. I know what he's going to bring, and yeah, I'm prepared for it. I'm prepared for the best Maurice Hooker, and I'll show that come fight night. I mean, my last few performances haven't been the best. I think it was down to making weight, but I think I need to step up now and show people what I'm about and go out there and put a show on. Like I say, some fights, when I used to watch the old fights with likes of Maurice and Barrera, it was kill or be killed, and I think this is going to go on in fights where me and Maurice are going to go at it, and I'm confident coming out victorious.
You really think it's going to be a fight which is good enough to be mentioned in the same breath as somebody was talking to me yesterday about, you know, sort of what's the best fights you've ever seen, and that first Morales-Barrera fight has to be right up there.
Of course, yeah, he said he's coming for a fight. Of course he is, he's unbeaten, he's coming over very confident. His team have told him how good he is, how bad I am, or just chinks in my armour, and he's going to try and exploit me, obviously, but yeah, I think it'll be a good night. I mean, it's on such a big show. Tyson's going to sell a show. And we're going to be there putting on a great fight for the fans.
What about moving up to the higher division so far as your power is concerned? Because I remember a few years ago when we were all following Ricky and writing and talking about him, commentating on him, when he went up the division, people were saying, you know, is he going to be as effective at the higher weight division as he was 7 pounds lighter? Are you going to be carrying your power up?
It's £5, John, it's nothing. I mean, I'm plenty big enough to move up again. I mean, I'm 5'10", I'm big, I'm strong, I'm ready for this weight. This is my natural weight at the time. Like I said, you looked at a few fights that have just gone past. Jamie McDonald, Lee Selby.
Maurice, you hear what he's got to say? Final words?
I agree. I mean, my best against his best. You know, we got a fight Saturday night. You know, don't blink.
I think it could be a very good one. I mean, I've sat here and done the old press introductions for a few of the big fights of late and suggested that they could be very good. And this is another one, absolutely from the same mould. I think Terry against Maurice has all the makings of being a fascinating fight and a very good fight. It's how the styles are going to gel. You've got this guy who is so tall, so rangy. How does Terry get to him? What's going to happen? There's the world title at stake. Who's going to win? Well, we'll find out on Saturday night. I think most of you have had the chance to do your one-on-ones, but if there's any questions from the floor which you want to fire to any of the guys here, including the fellows in front of me on the undercard, if you want to shout up any questions, please go ahead now.
Sean, what makes you so confident that you'll beat Nathan on Saturday night?
I'm hardly going to come into a fight now confident now, am I? Listen, I've watched the videos, studied them. I'm not going to give away the secret. I'm just confident in all aspects of life.
Any more? Yeah, Deb.
Maurice, you've been quoted before as saying that you think Terry is soft. Where does that belief come from?
He was a champion at 135. I don't take that from him. But as a champion, you're supposed to fight the best out there. And at 135, he didn't fight the best out there. He fought the smaller guys. I forgot the guy's name. A couple of small guys, but he didn't fight the best. He had Mikey Garcia. He had Robbie Easton. You had all these big guys out there to fight, but he didn't fight nobody out there. He's looking for the safe way out. You know, he want to fight me because my draw with Darty Perez. He think I'm soft, so I'm going there and I'm going to show him what a real 140 look like, what the power is. But
we're fighting you because the title's vacant and it's #1 versus.
You guys didn't want this fight. You wanted Catterall. The WBO got our back.
No, we didn't. We wanted Hooker.
No, you guys wanted Catterall. Frank was at the convention, and they tried to get that.
Somebody else didn't make weight. When I seen Hooker, I said, we'll have Hooker.
We're not Monseco Fana. We're not a senior citizen. And he's stepping up to the wrong guy. They should have done more homework.
It's gonna be a good night Saturday. I'm gonna have a wonderful night. I hope Terry do too. Get off the ground.
Any more?
Nathan, is Sean the toughest test of your career so far?
Possibly, you know, he could be my toughest test to date. But like I said before, I've fought on beer fighters in the past, and if I think where I'm going, you know, I beat the likes of Sean.
Just to Terry to get his response, because there was a great line from Maurice there saying Terry's going to have fun getting up off the floor at the end of the night.
Yeah, he's talking, but he's got to do fine night. I mean, we've seen it before. With death, people have come over and said we're going to do this and that. They've sparred me over. They've been up at Big Bear training. They've been here. They've done that. Neither one of them have ever done anything to even hurt me. Never been hurt in the career. So what makes him think he's going to beat me at 140? I don't know, because I'm a better fighter at this weight. And as for not getting the big fights at lightweight, I was prepared to take them fights from when I won the title. I was calling for them fights. Like so when I again took the Cole fight, took less money because he's seen it as an easier option. I mean, people in boxing, people in the UK, they know how good I am, and I'm going to show that Saturday night.
Now, one of those fights would have ever been allowed in the United States. They never would have allowed you to fight a featherweight senior citizen. None of those guys, with the exception of the guy you beat for the title, which blew his shoulder out in the second round, was a real threat.
Who's Maurice for? Of any name?
Well, it's gonna be here and now.
Who's he for?
He's fought all junior welterweights, not featherweights. Not featherweights.
Well, Perez was lighter than him because he campaigned at lightweight.
That's right. And that's why you guys took the fight, because of that one fight.
Nothing to do with Perez. We did not took the fight. He's #1, yeah? You're #2. the title was vacant. That's what happens. Number one fights number
Your
two.
promoter wanted to fight Jack Catterall, the WBO.
We want to
forced
fight
him
Maurice
fight us.
Hooker, and he's in Manchester, and that's what's happening.
And we're happy to be here, and we're happy to have brand new fans come Saturday night.
It's going to be interesting Saturday night. Any more questions? Yeah.
Ricky, how do you feel Nathan's going to respond to Sean if something is actually really going to put it on him? What sort of performance do you see in Nathan when Sean's really going to go for like a punch? He's going to.
Well, I think he's just going to show another side to his game. I mean, I get where Sean's coming from, because Nathan has won it all on his boxing ability, his hand speed, and but the stuff that he hasn't shown, like sitting in the pocket and and going through the gears and stamina and stuff like that. I've seen it in the gym, so I know he's capable of doing that. So that's why we're confident. Simple.
When Sean's last fight properly put it on, a lot of pressure.
Absolutely, yeah. It's Nathan's at that stage of his career, his young career, where he needs a fight, a fight like that. You know what I mean? He's had the journeyman, and he's had an unbeaten prospect in Sophie, who was a little bit smaller than Nathan. But I mean, this is the right style of opponent for where Nathan's at in his career, and I wouldn't have accepted the fight if I didn't think he can tick the boxes he's not shown yet. Because I've seen him tick them boxes in the gym. You just got to do it in the ring now and prove it. And I'm quite excited because people are going to see a side of his game they haven't seen before, hopefully.
Any more?
Yeah, question for Sean. You're quite adamant that you want Nathan to stand toe to toe with you. Are you worried that he's going to be running then?
I'm just worried that as soon as he feels my first right hand hit him in the face, that it's going to be more of a sprint or a, what would you call it, a race around the ring to catch him than anything else. Because once he feels my power, he's not going to want to feel it again. That's fact. So hopefully, doesn't go that way, but I know the way the fight's going to go already. I'm going to hit him, he's going to run, try and score his points. But listen, we're ready for that as well, so we're all ready. We're ready.
Ricky, how pleased are you so far with Nathan's progression in his career so far?
Sorry?
How pleased are you with the progression so far, Nathan?
Yeah, he's had, like I mentioned earlier, he's gone through the journeyman, stage, and he fought the unbeaten German, kid, but this is his younger opponent that's come to win. You know what I mean? I think the German kid, even though he was an unbeaten prospect, I don't think he came to win, if you like. And I always struggled with the journeyman, to be honest. But when people came and tried to win rather than survive, they left more openings for me. And hopefully that's what's going to happen on Saturday night. You know what I mean? Sean's going to bring it to him. There's going to be plenty of shots thrown. So there's going to be more shots that are thrown, the more gaps they leave. And I hope Nathan's going to look to find one.
Any more for any more? Right, well, thank you very much for coming along today, and thanks to the guys. We'll be doing some photographs now, and anybody who's not got the interviews that they need, the guys are here, so please make your requests, and thank you again, everybody, for contributing so well. Thanks a lot.